Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. T5 here with Becky the Trekkie, and we're on the lifeboat deck of the MSC Splendida. And what's really kind of an interesting thing about this Fantasia class of ship is that they kind of let you come down here and get pretty close to the lifeboat. So we'll just bring you on down and talk a little bit about the vessel. So it's right around 136,000 tons, and it was specifically designed so it could pass through the Panama Canal. So this is one of those ships in the MSC fleet that can go all the way around the world. It can go through the locks and get through the canals, but it still has a very good size for being able to do that as far as the width goes and the draft of the vessel. So we did see a safety drill today. They've really been training up this week. Maybe they do it every week. We're not always here. Sometimes we wish we were, but yeah, so all the crew were out here. They had all the lifeboats uncovered. We were doing the walking tour of the video, and we did get a quick clip of them, but they were like literally the whole crew was out here, assembled in all their gear, and we didn't want to interrupt their safety drill or anything like that. But we did want to bring you down and show you what the lifeboats look like. So these are the lifeboats. They can hold up to 150 people. You can see up there they've got the cranes ready to go. They do have some information on the sides how you can launch them if you need to. They got a launching protocol. If you want to do that, you got to disconnect the battery, remove the protective covers, check and remove any obstructions, and check the boat drains. You can see they've all got the cables over there. They have individual cranes, and if there is an actual emergency on board the ship, which would be incredibly rare on a cruise ship this size, it would have to be like I have no idea, almost like a massive storm that came in out of nowhere, or you run into another boat, or another boat runs into you, that sort of thing. Or you get into a reef somehow, the weather gets really bad and they blow it, you know, the ship starts to list, kind of like the Costa disaster there, and then you get these balconies. But here's the balconies, really, they're all above the lifeboat deck. They don't go too low, so you'd really have to have a really strong list to get the water to try to come into those balconies right there. My guess is at that point you're probably going all the way over anyway. It'd have to be like a 200-foot rogue wave out of nowhere or something to do that. So we've never really felt unsafe on board the ships or anything like that. I think probably the biggest risk on board a vessel would be a fire or something like that, maybe in the engine room, or maybe you have like an electric motor malfunction or something. But we've never really felt unsafe. They get you into your room, you do a little safety video, they take you up to your meeting point, they get you paired with your crew member, and they show you where to go, where your meeting point's going to be. It's not actually going to be on the lifeboat deck. You're going to meet in a separate part of the ship, and then they just don't want everybody running down here in a mad rush, that sort of thing during an actual emergency. But hey, you go to the spot, you're well attended, they bring you right down here, and then they get you off the ship if it's necessary to do that. And oh, okay, we got the maintenance crew up here ahead working hard, and we've seen them doing a lot of maintaining of the vessel. They've been painting today, and really I feel like it's a little bit easier on the maintenance crew in the Mediterranean because they have more port days. So sometimes if you get on those ships, especially if you're coming across the Atlantic, or you know, on the when they bring one over from one side of the pond, as we call it, to the other, you might have 5 or 6 sea days out there, and then they really have a hard time maintaining. So they like to do their maintenance work when the ship's in port, and obviously they got access to equipment or supplies if they need them, that sort of thing. But really, it's a beautiful ship, really well maintained, and we're having a great time. So okay, I think we'll let these guys do their work there. We'll pop in and we'll go up just a little bit further because we want to take you to the back side of the ship, or we can just pop over to the other side. It's basically the same thing. Let's go over the other side just straight away, and then we'll take them, because you can actually see out the back of the ship on this deck. So join us for that. Oh, thank you, Becky, getting the door. Awesome. Appreciate that. Okay, out the doors we go, and as you can see, it is way brighter on this side. So we've got a full sun, and we'll take you back down to the back of the ship. But you can see that they do have the lifeboats on both sides of the vessel, and if, like we said, in case of an emergency, this is where they're going to bring you out here. So we have noticed that it's hard to find a clock on board the vessel, but they do have them out here on the lifeboat deck. We noticed that it was a little bit after 5 o'clock on the other side. However, this clock does not appear to be set to the correct time because it says it's 8:20 something in the evening, and that's about getting close to dark. Oh, these are the tender boats. They do have those on this side, so they do keep a few. As you can see, they're a little bit bigger. They've got the open windows and that sort of thing. So if you have to get to a port where, you know, the ship's draft is so deep that they can't take you right up to the dock, they will tender you out, and then what they'll do is they'll put the tender boats in the water. They usually run about 2 or 3 of them at a time, and then they'll kind of give you a tender boat ticket. And a lot of times they'll have those tender boat tickets excuse me, just had a chocolate coffee, and that was a little bit chocolatey right there, but that's okay. Not too bad. And yeah, they'll give you a tender boat ticket, and then you just come down when they call your ticket number. That way you don't have like 3,000 or 4,000 people waiting to get off of you know, 3 or 4 tender boats. But I think they'll hold a similar capacity, probably about 100 people can get on those. And then we'll bring you down here. I'm not seeing any crew only signs on this side, which is cool, and just bring you out so you can see what the back of the vessel looks like up here. But really, we got a great day for it. We are actually in the port of Livorno, and this is an industrial port out here. You can see the big seawall out there, and then they'll get us out to the Mediterranean Sea, right out that way. There's the Saga Voyager, and I'm seeing the Marella Voyager, and that looks to me to be a cruise ship from a cruise line, and I'm not sure which one that is. So we have noticed that in the Mediterranean, the MSC vessels really are the bigger ships that are in the Mediterranean. If you get into the States, of course, you're going to have those Oasis class vessels and the Utopia class vessels, and they're gonna have a heavier tonnage. The world class vessels, they've got two at sea right now. The World Europa or Europe, and the World America, and they're building a World Asia and another one. Okay, they're doing a little bit of maintenance, but I think we're just going to go ahead and pop right up to the edge, unless there's a sign here that says do not bother him. But we're just going to sneak on up. Oh, he's doing a little sand, and they really do a great job of maintaining the ship. But we did want to bring you out to the very back here so you can see what it looks like at the aft of the ship. So there it is. Once they get the engines fired up, you'll be able to see that big wake pushing out behind the back of the vessel, and there's the port. So right there it is. All right, well, thanks for joining us for a quick boat deck tour. I am enjoying that coffee twice today, I guess. No, it was good. We had a nice little coffee there, and we'll be covering all the bars, all the shows, as much of the shows as we can show, of course. And we're having a great time, ships, tours, and the food and all that good stuff. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you soon on the next one. Bye, everybody.